talk about the things we're gonna leave in this decade and 2019. We fed up with this type of behavior, okay? Oh, and by the way, happy holidays to you. Happy holidays to you. So stay tuned. What's up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Raven, aka Princess Sippy. Hey, I missed y'all. Did y'all miss me? I know y'all missed me because I missed y'all too. Well, honey, I am back and we're gonna discuss the things that we're gonna leave in not just 2019 but this entire decade, honey, because we fed up. So the first thing that we're going to leave in this decade is hating. Y'all, hating is so played. Well, first of all, hating has never ever been in style. First of all, to hate on somebody else and look at somebody else's life and blessings and being like, ew, how in the world did they get that and how are they where they are, is so done. Because in 2020 and the new decade, the roaring 20s, that is, it's all about, and as it was in places like Harlem, it was all about elevation for Black people. It was all about how can we help each other come up. Let's be business owners, let's be artists, and let's be athletes. Let's be these elite Black people and help each other, know each other. No more crabs in a bucket, crabs in a barrel, whichever one it is. No more tearing each other down. Let's build each other up. And if we're going to do that in the next decade and build each other up, hating is not going to help us get there. Hating is only going to constantly set us back. And let me tell y'all something. Our ancestors are tired. Like, they sick of turning in their graves from the BS that we're doing daily. They tired. Okay. Number 2. Ignoring childhood trauma or the residuals of childhood trauma. There are psychological theories that prove we are the direct result of our upbringing. And some of us, we didn't have pretty good upbringing. So do you think that those things just went away? No, they did not. All they did was just manifest themselves into adult behavior, traits, into adult characteristics. We're not going to ignore those things. We're going to handle our business. Seek mental health professionals if we need to. Some of us just need mild counseling. Some of us just need somebody to talk to. It ain't even all about going to seek mental health. You know, some of us just don't even talk about things. Specifically males. You know, don't really talk about things that happened to them when they were young. A male being raped, that matters. Like, that hinders you as an adult. You may not ever talk about it, but it matters. Like, being emotionally toxic, like emotionally damaging. Handle your baggage. Don't take your baggage to your next relationship and stuff. Like, a lot of us don't need relationships. We need a counselor, psychiatrist, psychologist, some mental health professional before we move on and constantly create these wounds in people, and we know we don't mean them any good. Y'all, we got to be self-aware. With that being said, number 3 is neglecting mental health. We gotta leave that in this decade. Like, really, like, leave that in this decade. Let's move forward. I think this generation, and when I say this generation, I'm talking about millennials. I think the one next is Generation Z. The one before was Generation X, if I'm not mistaken. We have to stop neglecting our mental health. Like, take your mental health serious. Your mind controls everything. How you view yourself, how you view the world, the type of decisions you make, the type of actions you take. And when your mind is not healthy, it's just like your body. When you're not taking care of your body does things that are unhealthy. And so it's the same with your mind. We have to take care of our mind. Like, y'all, I've had the the displeasure of dealing with a narcissist in my recent life. And said person does not know that he or she is a narcissist. And as much as I would like for them to seek help for themselves, they don't really care to, because they don't think they're a narcissist, which is the case with many narcissists. They don't know that they are, and if they do know, they don't care that they are. But narcissistic behavior includes. But yeah, something as simple as that, you know, tends to manifest throughout our adult lives, and it could be the direct result of us never properly showing someone else love, or never being able to properly receive love. So yeah. Next, number 4 is situationships. We all know what situationships are, honey. Look, no one has time for anyone who does not want something serious. If you don't want something serious, just tell somebody that from jump. Like, talk about things. And even if you know you don't want something serious, but you still constantly talk to someone who does want something serious, you are wasting that person's time. And in the new decade, we don't want none of that. We're not wasting our time, because our time is precious, it's valuable, and we ain't doing none of that. Okay, so but yeah, also men who see things as temporary, and even some women too do this same thing. And I throw teenage girls, and when I'm saying women and men, like, I'm talking about just of all ages. I'm gonna say that for all ages. But only wanting something temporary when you know that this other person wants something more. Stop boosting y'all egos with dealing with people like that, because that's all y'all doing. You know you don't want something long term with this person, so you're still dealing with them. That is only stroking your ego. That's it. You only making yourself feel good about yourself that you are able to do that with that person. That ain't cute, and it ain't healthy, and karma's gonna get you. And narcissism really is a personality disorder, but people who exhibit those traits are self-centered on such an exaggerated level, though. They have exaggerated feelings. Things are blown out of proportion. Need constant praise and admiration. A sense of entitlement, just so many things. Gaslighting, although they are the perpetrator or the antagonist of a situation, but taking that victimization that they are exuding on somebody else, and when a person starts to defend themselves, then they somehow becomes the victim. Y'all, that's all narcissistic, toxic behavior. And baby, in this new decade, ain't nobody got time for that. Toxic traits of that nature, we're just not dealing with. And number 5, lying for absolutely no reason. Y'all, if it's my number 1 pet peeve that I have in this world, Jesus. And not to say that I tell the truth 100% of the time, but understand that if I'm a lie, it's for a damn good reason. It's because it's something detrimental that probably, if I tell the truth, it's gonna be horrible. It's gonna be a situation. But other than that, y'all, I'm kind of known for being brutally honest. I'm kind of known for telling the truth regardless. So I don't give no way. But it's the form of manipulation. And other than that, it's just still childish. Like, how you that afraid to face the truth? How you that, you did it? Whatever it is, just tell the truth, get it over with. That person may be mad, they may be pissed, whatever the case may be, deal with it. You were courageous enough to tell a lie, be courageous enough to tell the truth. You were that brave, you had such a backbone with the lie, have enough of backbone to tell the truth. That's all I'm saying. Like, I know telling a lie is bad. If it's something that is detrimental, like okay, for instance, if there is somebody who has been in the family for a million years and they've been thinking somebody else is their mom for a bunch of years, you never told them, at some point you're gonna want to tell them. I understand maybe telling them, keeping up that facade when they're a little kid, because you may not want to hurt their feelings. They may, and maybe really, may hurt to the core. I understand that. But at some point they're gonna have to know the truth. And that's an extreme case, and that's an extreme case of I can understand a lie being told. But if you trying to holler at somebody and you doing extracurricular activities, just tell her. Like, who cares? You can't manipulate everything. The truth is gonna come out eventually anyway, so just go ahead and let it be known, honey. Don't waste good lies on nothing. Let's not. Number 6, entertaining negativity of all kinds. Honestly, this too reminds me of narcissistic behavior. I've known people who entertain negativity. Like, negativity and dysfunction in their lives is how they thrive. And they are entertained, and they can't even really function when it's something that is normal and healthy. They can't even function, and they don't know what to do with it. But thriving in negativity, entertaining negativity, is played. we're gonna leave that back there in this decade. You got about 3 more days of doing it, and otherwise leave it here, okay? We're not gonna take that into our new decade, okay? Now, some people may say that this is hating. I don't really look at comparing yourself to others as hating, because if you're a competitive person, much like myself, sometimes just as a human being, as human nature, you're going to do that. You're going to sit there, especially with social media and stuff today, y'all. God, you may look at people and be like, dang, look at them. You know what I'm saying? I ain't even where they at yet. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be, you may compare yourself to them. And sometimes we do it subconsciously. You know, not even thinking that we're really comparing ourselves to that person or those people on social media or in our private lives, whatever the case may be. But don't compare yourself. You are exactly where God wants you to be, sweetie. Okay? You're exactly where he wants you to be, where he needs you to be. You are in this moment in time for a calculated reason designated by God. And I honestly used to have that bad when I was younger, like in my early 20s, just graduating from college. People were getting married, getting jobs, cars, and houses. And I was like, God, did you forget about me? I've been praying. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I would look at people and be like, dang, God. Now, I ain't out here just, you know, sinning that bad, man. Like, Jesus Jamal, where you at? I've come to terms with that, you know. As I've gotten older, my only competition is who Raven was yesterday. But I just want people to be encouraged, especially younger people who may be out there watching. Do not compare yourself to others. They say that comparison is the thief of joy. And we want to be happy, we want to be peaceful, we want to be joyful about exactly where God has us in our lives right now. All right, so y'all be blessed. And I hope that y'all have a wonderful, fantastic, amazing new year and new decade.